Hi everyone, welcome back to Yes Let's. I was really inspired by Lissy's Under the Sea sing-along video that we had on our channel a couple of weeks ago. So I decided in today's video, I'm going to show you 3 different ways to make some simple under the sea themed crafts. For the first one, all you'll need is a paper plate, a pair of scissors, some glue, some different coloured cards and a pen. What we're going to do with our paper plate is carefully cut out a triangle, and if you need help with the scissors you need to ask somebody at home. You're going to need this bit later on. So your paper plate should now be looking a little something like this. What we're going to do is draw a nice black dot here to make an eye. Just like that. What you then need to do is cut out some half circle shapes from your coloured card, just like that. Once you've cut out lots of different coloured half circles, set those aside, because what we need to do first is take the triangle that we cut out of our paper plate earlier and we need to stick it to the back of our paper plate. Just hold it together for a few seconds until it's secure. You can already see this is starting to look a little bit like a fish. What you need to do once you've stuck that on is take your coloured circles and you need to start sticking them onto your fish. You need to work the back layer first, because then you can layer the other ones over the top. Layering them, you can see they're going to look a little something like that. I've used shiny card because I think it looks really good on the fish. You can use any colours that you like. So you just need to keep going until it's halfway full. Once you've finished adding all your card scales, your fish is going to look something like this. And there's just one more step to complete it. I'm going to take some felt tips and decorate the tail. And there we are, your first under the sea themed easy craft is complete. If you've got some sequins, they might look really nice on this one as well. For the second under the sea themed craft, you're going to need another paper plate. You're going to need some blue and yellow paint. If you don't have paint, use felt tip. You're going to need some tissue paper, some cake cases, and some little stones, which I just got from my garden. The first thing you need to do is paint your paper plate. We're going to do about 3/4 of it blue and then the rest yellow. once you've painted your plate, it's going to look a little something like that, and then you need to wait for it to dry. Whilst you're waiting for your paint to dry, you can do the other bits. So with your cupcake cases, we're going to do exactly the same as we did on the first crafting with the paper plate. Cut out a little triangle, stick that triangle to the back, and you've got a mini fish. And draw an eye on. So set that aside for later. With the green tissue paper, I'm going to cut out some thin strips so they look a bit like seaweed. So if you cut out 3, they'll look a little bit like that, and what you're going to do is stick them together at the bottom. Just like this to make a little plant. With some red tissue paper, I'm going to tear some strips out, and I'm going to twist these up so we can use them as a different type of plant. You need to set all of those aside for later on. So once your paint has dried on our second under the sea themed craft, we can stick the rest of the bits to our paper plate. You need your cupcake case fish that we made earlier. You need to stick this down onto your plate. So that's going to go somewhere onto the blue bit of your plate. And you need your little seaweed tissue paper that we again made earlier. And our twisty red that we made earlier too. And you stick the plant bits onto the yellow so it's like the bottom of the seabed. And there's one more step to do, which is the little stones I talked about earlier. Now to glue these onto my plate, I'm going to use a hot glue gun. If you don't have a hot glue gun at home, you could use sticky back tape, or you could use blue tack, or you could use little glue dots that you can get, but you just need something a bit sturdier to stick your pebbles down. If you're using a hot glue gun, please get an adult to help you because they do get very, very hot. So once you've secured those, your second under the sea themed craft is complete. We now have our shiny fish, our seascape, and we have our third craft to do. Now it's time to show you our third under the sea themed craft for today. What you're going to need for this is a piece of card. I'm going to paint mine blue, but if you've already got blue card, you can use that. If you haven't, white card, paint it blue. For this one as well, you're also going to need some scissors and some other coloured card, whatever coloured card you like. You need a blue piece of card, and I'm going to add some blue glitter paint over the top of mine as well. So once you've finished painting your card, you'll need to set that aside to dry. While you're waiting for your blue card to dry, if you've had to paint it, you can do the other bits we need for this. So I'm using some yellow coloured card again, and I'm just going to cut out a really simple outline of a fish. If you need help with the scissors, as always, ask an adult. And with a black pen, you can just draw a little mouth and an eye onto your fish. For this design, you can make as many of them as you like. So I'm going to cut another one out of my silver card. This time I'm going to do a slightly more complicated shape. If you're not sure what shape you want your fish to be, you could use a template and you could draw on the back of your card and then cut round your template. So this one's got two fins as well. Again, with our black pen, we can add some features. I'm going to make one more out of the gold card that I used earlier. And there we are. I've drawn the mouth on the opposite side of that one so that it can be swimming in a different direction. Once your blue card is dry, you need to fold a small crease down each short edge. Fold it that way and then fold it back on itself so that your card will be like that. What you then need to do is get your scissors and you need to cut some lines down it, but not all the way to the end. So you need it about like that, and you're going to end up with 5 or 6 strips like that. So just like that. Then what you need to do is fold that in half like that. Fold the bottom one backwards, which means, and fold the top one backwards, which means your blue piece of paper will stand up. So then you can add your fish. So they'll look a little something like that. And with the splits on, it makes them look like they are swimming through the waves. I'm going to add one final detail to mine, and that's to make some tissue paper plants like we did before. there we have it, our third under the sea craft. So we've got our nice shiny fish, our seascape, and our under the sea wall. If you make any under the sea crafts, we would love to see them. You can send them to our email address, which is in the description of this video. Have fun!